Hello, I'm James Wells, Education Content Manager at Crayola. We're excited that Glue Books is collaborating with Crayola for this read along, draw along event to help children enjoy great stories and the illustrations that bring them to life. So, grab some drawing supplies and get ready for an interactive story session. Joining me today are authors Shum Jr. and Shelby Rabara and illustrator Bianca Austria. Harry and Shelby, please share your inspiration for writing this book and tell us about the themes it addresses.
Well, Harry and I wrote this book because we wanted kids to know that it takes courage to dance and to embrace their own unique self.
And when I was growing up, we were taught that boys don't dance, and we were made fun of if we did in front of people. So it wasn't until I dared to audition for the dance team where I realized that I had a passion for dance.
And dance is really a big part of our lives and such a big passion of ours, as well as food, our daughter's passion for space, and we're so passionate about our multicultural backgrounds.
And how cool is it that you get to learn a dance from reading this book? I think that's cool.
With Marty and his friend the Martian.
Exactly.
Well, Harry and Shelby, thank you for those wonderful insights. Please read Martee Dares to Dance.
And here we have Martee Dares to Dance. Marty woke up to the sounds of happy hip-hop beats. The smell of coconut bubudo led him to the kitchen.
Good morning, Marty.
Lola chimed, her words mingling with the sizzling of frying eggs.
So what was this doing in the trash?
I'm not going to the dance, Lola. I have to work on my planned presentation.
Marty did not want to talk about the dance.
Lola pursed her lips.
You love to dance. School is important, but so is having fun.
Lola weaved her arms in a figure eight while her knees swiveled in and out.
You remember how to do the butterfly, right? Dance with me a poco.
Marty's palms started to sweat. He remembers the last time he danced at school.
He quickly grabbed his lunch and was out the door.
The whole school was abuzz with excitement for the Halloween dance. Marty and Yasmin sat at their usual table.
I was thinking of dressing up as Saturn.
Yasmin giggled as she unwrapped the corn husk from her tamale.
But Saturn has 146 moons, and that's a lot of moons to glue to my costume. What about you?
Marty unwrapped the banana leaf from his tamale. Oh, I'm not going.
Why not?
Yasmin asked. Well, I don't think I...
Marty didn't want to tell Yasmin he was afraid he would be made fun of again.
Yasmin smiled and handed Marty her tamale.
Tamale treatsies? Oh, don't worry, Marty. You still have time to think about it.
Marty's nerves calmed as they swapped lunches.
That night, Marty couldn't sleep thinking about the dance.
A soft knock at the door brought him back to earth.
I was thinking about DJing tomorrow's dance. You know you love my sick beats.
Lola winked.
Marty sighed and hid under the covers. Sleep on it, sweetheart. You might feel different in the morning. Marty shut his eyes and whispered,
I never want to be laughed at again.
The lights of the galaxy on his ceiling started to swirl faster and faster. Zap!
Suddenly, a beam of light sucked Marty into a wormhole. Whoa!
Marty landed hard on his feet. His heart pounded.
Where am I? Wait a second. Huge volcano? Red sand? No way. I'm on Mars!
Marty pumped his arms in excitement when he noticed another dust cloud getting closer and closer.
Ah!
Marty yelled. It was a Martian, copying Marty's every move.
A Martian? In a hat?
Marty said. The Martian winked at Marty, then threw its hat in the air like a frisbee. In a split second, the hat spun and stretched into a spaceship. Marty and the Martian soared through the solar system. Winds jostled their spaceship as a kaleidoscope of clouds whirled all around them.
Swirling storms? That's Jupiter!
Marty realized. Swirl, swirl,
The Martian said while circling its arms toward each other. The spaceship hovered still. The Martian did it again and looked at Marty.
Marty wasn't exactly sure what the Martian wanted him to do. He slowly copied the Martian's moves. The spaceship rattled. As he circled each arm toward the other, the spaceship propelled forward.
Swirl, swirl!
Martee repeated as he circled his arms and the spaceship took off into the glittering darkness. The spaceship dodged Saturn and its many moons. Martee beamed with delight.
Yasmin was right! Saturn does have 146 moons!
Dodge, dodge,
said the Martian, moving side to side. Dodge, dodge!
repeated Martee as he leaned to the left and then to the right. The spaceship went faster and faster. Martee's laughter louder and louder. Geysers of ice suddenly shot up in front of their spaceship.
Geysers! That's Triton, one of Neptune's moons!
Martee exclaimed. Whoosh, whoosh,
the Martian said, shooting both arms above his head.
Before it even finished its second move, Martee was already in sync with the Martian. The spaceship took a sharp turn as Martee and the Martian danced their way towards the sun.
That's Venus!
Martee blurted, more confident than ever. Martee jumped from foot to foot.
Ha, ha.
The Martian followed Martee, both of them dancing together.
What about the other planets?
Martee asked. The Martian pointed at Earth. Dance, dance, the Martian said as it weaved its arms and legs dancing the butterfly. Martee danced along.
Dance, dance!
Sunlight streamed through the blinds.
Swirl, swirl, dodge, dodge, whoosh, whoosh.
Martee mumbled in his sleep. As his feet hit the floor, he hopped back and forth saying,
Ha, ha.
Martee sprang out of his room.
Oh, Lola, I had the craziest dream. I met a Martian, and we explored all these planets and this spaceship hat, and the Martian showed me the coolest moves.
Martee stumbled over his words, talking a mile a minute.
Look, he even danced the butterfly.
Wow, look at you go, so confident. You're ready for the dance, replied Lola. Oh, Martee, that is one awesome spacesuit!
Yasmin exclaimed as she wobbled into the dance.
Martee's palms immediately started to sweat. He stepped onto the dance floor and told himself,
You got this, Martee. Swirl, swirl, dodge, dodge, whoosh, whoosh, ha, ha, dance, dance, dance! And that is Martee Dares to Dance. Thanks for reading with us.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Bianca, in the book, Martee experiences a range of emotions from embarrassment to excitement. Please explain the techniques you use to illustrate this book that captures these emotions.
So in this book, we see Martee in a lot of different situations. We get to see him show a range of emotions. And not only that, but in general, there are a lot of emotions being expressed in this story. As the illustrator, I really wanted to capture the emotional aspect of the story, of the narrative, because it is personal to me and to a lot of others. And I wanted to capture and reflect the emotions, the energy, and the joy of the story by not being afraid to explore bold uses of line, of color, and of shape. My goal was to be as expressive as possible through the art style, and I guess to be just as daring as Martee in my own way.
Thank you, Bianca, for sharing your creative process. Could you demonstrate how you captured Martee's excitement to dance?
We are going to make our own dancing Martee. We'll be using some construction paper, a couple of different markers, and some crayons and pencils. Whatever you have on hand will work. So we're going to start off by taking your construction paper, folding it in half. We're going to start off with Martee's face. What you're going to want to do is draw a half circle here on your folded piece of paper. So I'm keeping it really faint because you don't want to draw too hard and have it peek through when you cut it out. And then do smaller circles here on the one on the bottom and one at the top. So 2 small circles right here, and then a much bigger circle here in the center. So this is going to be Martee's head and Martee's ears. And what you do next is that you're going to want to take your scissors and you want to cut them up. So once you have them cut, you should have this orange circle and 2 smaller circles. and you're slowly starting to see the shape of Martee's head. It's his face, and those are his 2 ears. Now what's next, we'll put those aside. Those will come together later on. We're going to get another sheet of construction paper. At this time, we're going to do Martee's eyes. So fold your construction paper in half, the white one, and then you're going to draw 2 more half circles. Martee's eyes are almost like almond shaped, so keep these half circles a little bit on the slimmer side. Go ahead and take your scissors again and cut them up, and you should have 2 eyes. Now once those are done, actually we can go ahead and glue these together. We're going to use the crease as our guide in terms of where to place the eyes. So go ahead and put just a little bit of glue, and that's going to go right there. We're going to take our other eye and do the same, but on the other side. And then we're going to take our ears, put some glue, but try to keep it just on this side of the ear, just because it's going to be peeking out behind the head. And then just glue it on the other side. Now we're going to move on to the body, which is his spacesuit. So go ahead and take another sheet of construction paper, and then we're going to start with Martee's neck and torso. Let's go ahead and draw a square, and then have a line curve slightly downwards. And once you have that line, you're gonna have it taper towards the center. And then from the fold right here, you're gonna have it extend and connect to the end of that line that we just made. Once again, we're gonna take our scissors, cut that out. It should look like this shape. So now we have his neck and torso, and we are going to move on to his arms and his legs. Go ahead and take another sheet of construction paper, or if you have some room in the other one, you can go ahead and use that one too. Go ahead and fold it again, right? One more time, just like what we've been doing. And let's start off with his arms. I would use this head as our guide in terms of scale. We don't want to make his arms too short, and we don't want to make them too long either. So we're going to draw another rectangle, a much taller one than we did previously. Now we're going to draw his hands. There goes our thumb, an index finger, and the rest of the other fingers. Now what's cool about folding the construction paper in half is that it saves you time of having to do it again. So once we have that one drawn, we'll go ahead and do his legs. For this one, I would draw straight from the fold. This one is a rectangle as well, just not as straight. So this one would stretch outwards a little bit. And then his boot. Have it curve downwards, and then from the crease to that end, just do a straight line to connect it. Let's go ahead and cut these pieces up. Once you do, you should have 2 arms as well as 2 legs. Let's go ahead and take that remaining white construction paper you might have, and let's go ahead and cut up a belt, because this belt is what's going to connect all of these moving pieces together. So now's the fun part. Now we get to connect and glue all of these pieces together. I'm going to put it on this blue construction paper. This is going to serve as our background. Martee is journeying through space at one point in the book, so I chose blue, but feel free to pick any other color that you want. Could be your favorite color, could be pink, could be yellow, really up to you. But I'm going to be drawing a space scene, so I picked blue for mine. So let's go ahead and just position these. Now I'm going to be following Martee's pose in the last scene of the book where he's at the school dance. So he has one arm outstretched right there. And then this arm is going to be downwards like here. And then we have one leg outstretched and one leg. The other leg is just static right here. And then we'll do this belt last, but let's go ahead and glue these pieces together onto the blue construction paper. And you don't have to apply glue to the whole thing, just enough to secure it, just the edges. Go ahead and put that one right there. And let's go ahead and glue these other pieces. Another reason why you don't want to put too much glue onto the whole piece, just so you can still lift some of the corners in case some of them need to be behind another piece. You can even have both arms outstretched if you really wanted to, but really up to you. I want you to have fun with this process and make it yours. So now we have the overall shape of Martee's final dance pose. Now it's time for the fun part. Now we get to draw all the other details of Martee's face and his spacesuit. We're going to start with Martee's hair. Really keeping it simple. You want to do just like a little zigzag from the center of this ear. Do a sharp diagonal line across, followed by 2 more smaller zigzags, and then have it connect to the other end. We're going to color this part in. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to fill the whole space in. All right, so now we have Martee's hair. Let's go ahead and do his eyebrows, which are just 2 half circles right here, top of his eyes. Let's go ahead and color that in too. Once that's colored, let's go ahead and do Martee's eyes. Martee's pupils are just 2 large circles. Color that in. You want to make sure it fills almost the entire shape, as he is pretty excited in this scene. He's very wide-eyed. Martee has like a little blush, a cute little blush on his cheeks, so I'm going to use a crayon, whatever would appear nicely on your construction paper, but I'm going with a brown crayon right here. And then just go ahead and do circles right there, and do the same on the other side. There we go. Now we have Martee's cute little cheeks right there. I'm going to take a brown marker and we're going to draw Martee's nose. So Martee's nose is just an arc that fits right here in between his eyes. So we'll go ahead and draw that. 2 small circles for his nostrils. And then let's go ahead and draw the details of his ears. Another arc that connects the ear to the edge of the head, and then another arc. So this is just a series of different arcs. It's coming together real nice. All right, now let's draw Martee's mouth. You can do any expression. We see a variety of Martee's expressions throughout the book. He has his mouth wide open. He has like a sweet little smile on his face. Really up to you. But for this one, I'm going to do his mouth open in a smile. I'm not going to color it all the way, mainly because we want to see some of his teeth. I'm using this marker. It's a white marker actually, and it appears really nicely on colored paper. Eventually it will look like this bright, which I think is really cool. Let's go ahead and decorate his suit. Feel free to decorate it however you want it to. You can either do polka dots, you can do a bunch of different stars, but there are no rules here, so feel free to have as much fun as you'd like. I'm gonna use this metallic silver marker because it gives off this space vibe. Draw the lines of his suit, and then we're going to draw a line down here at the center of his suit. This will be like the zipper, and the same lines going throughout down here in his leg. And then for his belt, we're gonna go ahead and do 2 lines and then a little zigzag. So now Martee's suit has 3 stripes that go right here across his chest. We're going to need a red marker, orange marker, yellow marker. But again, it can be any color. It can be whatever you want. So let's go ahead and draw these stripes. Let's go ahead and take that same silver marker. Let's go ahead and put some motion lines to show that he's moving his arms and that he's dancing. Let's do the same here with his leg. Really show the movement that he's doing. So now we have Martee on our little blue background, but it's not quite looking spacey yet. So now we can just go ahead and just have fun with how you want the space background to look like. I'm gonna be using this gold marker and this pink marker. They're both metallic, so I think it'll look really cool. And I think I'm going to use this blue metallic marker as well. You can just freestyle the background at this point. So it's really up to you how you want it to look like. You can have as many points as you want. Let's see, maybe I'll do like a fun little shape like this. That feels right. Great. I think I want to put maybe like a little Saturn here in the corner, like that. I'm gonna put like a little bit more stars in the background. And now we have our dancing Martee in space. Thanks again for joining me on this session. I hope you had fun, and hopefully I get to see your own dancing Martee.
Now that you've seen Bianca's drawing, it is your time to create your own. Grab some colored pencils, crayons, or markers. Think about what brings you joy and excitement. Parents and teachers, you can be the first to know about the next Read Along, Draw Along program and other free learning events by signing up to receive the Crayola Education monthly e-newsletter. Just check the education box to have free learning ideas delivered right to your inbox. Thank you, Harry, Shelby, and Bianca, for inspiring us today. Thanks to our friends at Glue Books for sharing this wonderful story. And a very special thanks to all of you for joining us today.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for reading with us today.
Martee Dares dance.
Martee Dares to dance. Martee Dares to dance. Hey, Martee Dares to dance.
Swirl, swirl, dodge, dodge.
Whoosh, hop, hop.
Dance, dance.
Dance, dance,
Dance.
dance.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you had fun drawing Marty with me today.
Bye-bye.